some pretty awesome stuff regarding gaming and One Piece. Y'all know, in case you don't, it's been a little minute since we got announced that One Piece is getting another game. And I was like, okay, what are we going to do with it? We had a couple of different, we had that open world game that came out for the next gen consoles, but it kind of felt limited. There's, of course, the Pirate Warriors game. I think part 4 was the last one to come out, and I had that for the Switch. That was actually pretty dope. But we got a new One Piece game that's on the horizon, One Piece Odyssey. And off rip, for starters, I'm seeing that they're doing this little treasure sweepstakes where you could possibly win a Luffy statue alongside another character. I'm not sure exactly which character that is. It kind of looks like somebody maybe from Fishman Island or Madam Shirley, but I don't think that's the case. But yeah, One Piece Odyssey actually releases January 13th, 2023, so we're not that far away, and thank freaking goodness. I'm sure my copy of Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles, the only video game I play, and if you follow my Forever Spaces Twitter, you would know that. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have another game to throw on and actually have some fun. I really hope they fix some of the mechanics of, like, dog, if it's gonna be like that open world One Piece game that came out beforehand. But based on the trailers, it looks like it's gonna be loads of fun. It's One Piece. I love One Piece. If you love One Piece and you love gaming, I think this is actually going to be the first next-gen console One Piece game at that. And I'm not trying to sell you on it by no means. I have no, I gain nothing from it, but I'm just really excited. I don't game that often, but when I game, I do. So yeah, January 13th, 2023, One Piece Odyssey. I think it's not only for PS5, of course. I believe it's going to be for the Xbox as well. I just hope they don't go back to the previous Xboxes. Like, how far are we going to go, dog? At the end of the day, let's try and keep this as current gen gaming experience as possible, because it's starting to get a little old of you're making games for the PS4 and just scaling them for the PS5. Like, can we get a PS5 meant anime game, whatever it may be, because again, this is an adventure RPG, it seems. Okay, before we get started, if you would hit that subscribe button, that bell to get notified. We drop new episodes of Forever News every Saturday, 12 p.m. EST, and throughout the week we re-upload those segments for your viewing pleasure. Please hit them buttons. You benefit from it, I'd benefit from it, we all win. But now let's get into it. I wanted to bring you guys' attention that Vinland Saga is making major waves over there in Japan, because it says here, Vikings all around with Vinland Saga TV anime are teaming up with the Northman film. Japan is getting Viking fever this January with the premiere of the second season of the Vinland Saga TV anime on January 9th, as well as the release of the critically acclaimed film The Northman on January 20th in theaters across the country. To celebrate the release of both, the two are teaming up to support each other with a video of Thorfinn and Canuti discussing their overlapping circumstances with the story of the Northman as the trailer plays in the background, and we got some art of what that movie looks like, and yeah, it looks like it's a Vikings era. So yeah, not only is it the year of the rabbit with the new year, but it's also the year of the Viking. Let's go. Okay, before we get started, if you would hit that subscribe button, that bell to get notified. We drop new episodes of Forever News every Saturday, 12 p.m. EST, and throughout the week we re-upload those segments for your viewing pleasure. Please hit them buttons. You benefit from it, I'd benefit from it, we all win. But now let's get into it. Okay, people, before we start anything, I wanted to say Happy New Year. It's 2023. There's a lot of new things that you could do, new opportunities, new avenues. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people, even though it literally is just the changing of a couple of numbers, nevertheless use that as motivation to do whatever you want to do, whether you want to start your career, whatever it is. I just wanted to say, yo, be inspired, do what you want to do, chase your dreams, and try and catch that W. But it is a little bit of a light week for news, but I'm still going to bring you guys some really awesome bangers. And first story on the docket, you may have heard of it. I reported on it for a while now. In case you don't know, there's this little side story in the Naruto verse called Sasuke Retsuden, a spin-off series that takes place during about the time period of the Boruto era. Doesn't have the Boruto characters in it. It's basically about Sasuke going on a quest to try and save Naruto's life and get him some sort of medicine. Likewise, he's linked with Sakura and a bunch of cool stuff. And yeah, the manga adaptation of this novel has been pretty awesome right now, but there was an announcement that, yo, dog, they're gonna adapt this into anime adaptation form. And of course, many of us were like, yeah, let's go, it's gonna be hype, yeah. And of course, they dropped the bombshell on us. Well, it's gonna be in the Boruto anime. We hope you like, fam. And I was like, no. But either way, we got a whole bunch of information for what to expect from the Sasuke Retsuden anime, because initially I was extremely angry. I was kind of a little bit duped to a certain degree, but in a positive way, I guess you would say. I thought initially the Sasuke Retsuden anime adaptation was only going to be 2 episodes. All I saw was like 2 episodes, and then there was a big announcement, hey, they're doing the Code arc coming into this year as well. So I was like, okay, well, Sasuke Retsuden ain't going to be much of anything if it's just 2 episodes, but at least there's going to be Code right after that. Until I get this information that, oh, Sasuke Retsuden isn't going to be a complete rush train, so to speak, like I thought it would be. Because, yeah, Sasuke Retsuden is going to be a little bit longer in the anime adaptation than those 2 episodes. Let's read everything we know so far. Because Sasuke Retsuden starts off at episode 283, called Sasuke Retsuden Starlines, and that will be January 15th, if I'm not mistaken. And I want to say that's a week after the first episode of Sasuke Retsuden. So, yeah, Sasuke Retsuden is going to be going on for quite some time at the very least. But for starters, 283, Sasuke Retsuden Starlines. In order to save Naruto, who has fallen ill, Sasuke decided to travel to an old astronomical observation facility named the Tataru Astronomy Research Institute. Sasuke then becomes caught in a dilemma where he gets attacked and subsequently poisoned by Menno, who was fulfilling his guard duties at the Research Institute. At that moment, Sasuke felt as though everything was all over for him. However, the key to saving him was Sakura. She had infiltrated the facility as a doctor. Sakura then informed Sasuke that she was there to assist him since there have been some modifications made to his original mission. I gotta add and stress that, yes, they're not taking Sakura out of this, because when they made that big announcement, yo, Sakura's VA is on break and stuff like that, I was like, oh, they're about to annihilate Sasuke Retsuden. They're gonna replace her with Boruto somehow. No! It was disaster. So reading those lines, that they're keeping at least some of the core content intact and not completely doing what Boruto does, where it's like, we want that content. A lot of that content kind of doesn't gel well with Boruto. They don't exist no more. Anything that we want, Boruto has. And they take and they take. And so the married couple embark upon their infiltration investigation. Based on the documents that Sakura had acquired, the cure to the Rakuto Senin's illness seemed to be a substance called the polar particles. In order for them to figure out the whereabouts of that material, the two of them know that they had to acquire a book called The Illustrated Map of the Heavenly Bodies. They then decide to search in the Institute's library for it. And again, that's 283. Then 284, Sasuke Retsuden, The Basement's Secret. Is this Attack on Titan? What are we doing here? Sasuke and Sakura were trying to hunt down more information regarding the polar particles. They've got their eyes on an opportunity. A messenger for the prime minister from the capital city will be coming to visit the head of the research institute, Zansuru. There's a basement in Zansuru's room that Sasuke and Sakura would like to investigate. In order to buy some time, Sakura transforms herself into the messenger for the prime minister. While they are deceiving Zansuru, Sasuke tries to sneak into the basement. However, the plan does not go smoothly and they are left empty-handed. But then, mid-conversation, Zansuru says something disturbing. Well, considering the fact that they're in prison and this madness is ensuing, what else could this person say? And again, that episode will be taking place January 22nd. Then we got summary for Boruto anime episode 285, and all of this is courtesy of Organic Dinosaur. Shoutouts to them. Sasuke Retsuden, The Heavens Descending Upon the Earth, January 29th. Sasuke and Sakura collaborate with one another in order to gather more intel about the polar particles, but even now there are still so many mysteries surrounding them. Sakura and Sasuke haven't been able to locate them either, but then Sasuke hears something from his cellmate. Those words enabled Sasuke to figure out a clue that would indicate the whereabouts of the polar particles. Meanwhile, Sakura has discovered a hint by solving the mystery behind the illustrated map of the heavenly bodies from the time she previously played a game called Starlines with one of the other prisoners. At last, they've gathered some crucial information. Finally, the two of them can try to acquire the polar particles, but then, and I want to say this is already past because like I haven't read, I want to say like the latest chapter or so of Sasuke, just because I was like, oh, well, they're announcing an anime of it. Let me leave some suspense, something for this, considering it's not like pulling out all the stops or whatever. So I think by 285, that's already past what I read from Sasuke Retsuden. And then last but not least, and I don't know if this is the final Retsuden episode or not, but Boruto episode 286, Sasuke Retsuden, The Ring, February 5th. Suddenly, a huge swarm of dinosaur beasts have appeared at the Research Institute. So they're keeping dinosaurs in there, but again, it looks like they're changing it, because in the manga, one of the first things that Sasuke fights is a dinosaur. Now this is saying by episode, 4, whatever, 5, I don't know, 4 or 5, that Sasuke is all of a sudden seeing dinosaur beasts appearing when, yeah, that should have probably already happened if they're going at this pacing. The Research Institute has now plunged into complete chaos. Sasuke and Sakura are now aware of Zansuru's dreadful ambitions. In order to try and stop Zansuru, they split up into two groups. Although Sakura has already made her way back into the Research Institute, she has gotten caved in right in the midst of the mayhem. Meanwhile, Sasuke has realized that Zansuru has an ally. Ooh, I wonder who's that. Sasuke tries to join forces again with Sakura, but seems to be unable to find her while they're on the verge of a crisis. Sasuke and Sakura, the strongest married couple in Konohagakure village. Will they be able to crush Zansuru's ambitions and bring home the polar particles in order to relieve Naruto of his illness? I wonder, is that the final episode of it, or is there going to be one more again? But either way, Sasuke Retsuden in the anime form, it sounds like if you're reading the manga for starters, don't expect too much of a fateful adaptation from manga to anime. It sounds like they're trying to keep some of those elements. They're not going completely off the deep end, because legit, I thought, oh, since this is Boruto and Boruto has nothing to do with the Sasuke Retsuden and stuff, they're going to somehow rewrite it and recast. Instead of having Sakura, they're going to have Boruto involved. But so far, no mentions of any of the next generation sneaking into the prison or being involved. At most, maybe they'll have them like at the same time doing something else in another, place or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't sound too bad so far. I'm looking forward to it. The art and animation don't look great, but let's see what they do with it. I'm a little bit excited at the very least.
Lights be flashing and looking at me, such a odd unique, yet I'm so unique and you're looking at me. If the walls could talk, they would probably repeat, and I'd probably say, bitch, get the fuck off me.